We love doing beach art on the Yorkshire coast because there's such amazing outdoor spaces. The beaches here are fantastic, really lovely wide open spaces, plenty of room for everybody, and we can create some really gigantic art whilst not getting in anybody's way, and we can do that in positions where people can enjoy it from different angles, up on the hillsides or from the promenades or such like. And it's a really nice way of just sort of sharing a little bit of art for free with everybody as they're passing by. The current series of pictures that we're doing is based on our project, the Odyssey, an epic adventure on the Yorkshire coast. So we've been exploring some of the characters: Poseidon, the god of the sea, and his daughter Thetis, Helen of Troy, the face that launched 1,000 ships, and various other characters and themes from within there. We're also going to be using some of that sand art as a title sequence for some of our films that we'll be making with the community up and down the coast as well.
Well, the tools are minimal. We use 2 rakes, we have a bucket with a washing line, and that's our tools of the trade. And we sit down and we do talk about what we're going to draw before we start, and then we get down onto the beach, and depending on how the tide has left the beach, that will also dictate to how we start the drawing. It's been amazing. People really love to stop and watch us work. That's why the Yorkshire coast is so fantastic for beach art, because a lot of the beaches have an elevated position that people can look down on us while we're working. So people will stop for 5-10 minutes, or we've had people that have stopped and watched us till we finish the drawing. It's been an amazing response to the art, and most people just say thank you, and it's made their day, and we've had responses by applause. It's been amazing.
So we do have certain formula that we will use if we're doing something such as a face, or if we're doing something really specific like a badge or a logo or something of that kind, then we will obviously take measurements. Our general measurement is the stride or a rake's length. So we tend to work with the minimum tools that we possibly can, again, so that we're not causing disruption on the beaches. They're there for everybody to enjoy. They are public spaces, so you won't see us cordoning off an area and expecting people to avoid it. We tend to work in a really free flow way. If people happen to walk over the design, that happens. It's a beach. If they're out walking their dog, or the kids are out and they're enjoying their day, we wouldn't in a million years expect them to walk around what we're doing. Although most people, it has to be said, tend to skirt around the edges of it. But we normally have a bit of a chat with people while they're out. They're out there to enjoy the sunshine and to enjoy the sand just the same as we are. And hopefully it brings a bit of enjoyment to people during their day.
It's such a beautiful landscape, and because with the Odyssey we're working from Spurn Point all the way up to Stays, we've been lucky enough to find beaches that we'd not seen before. It's such a fantastic place to be able to do different artworks, and we have a huge canvas. It's over 100 miles of coastline, which we're very lucky enough to work on. I love them all, but I think the Poseidon we did at Whitby, which was quite early on because of the size of it, was just brilliant, and his beard with all the different waves to the beard and the movement was fantastic. Also the ones where we've done whales' tails or mermaids, where you do the tail and then the sea just slowly laps and takes it away, and I quite enjoy those. It's like a gift to the sea. We are all lucky enough to have this coast, and it belongs to all of us, and also that's what's so great about the sand art, that it is there for only a small amount of time. It brings pleasure to people, and then the sea takes it. It belongs to the sea.
Well, we know the sea's going to take it. It's a natural environment. Anyone who lives by the sea or spends time by the sea, I think, loves the sea. And these pieces are temporary, they're ephemeral. We know that they're only there for a few brief hours before the sea takes them again. And that doesn't bother me in the slightest. In some ways it's nice to do a piece of art that's just there for a short while, because those people that do see it, it's a shared experience. They get to understand, and they've seen something there that people tomorrow may not see, unless they're looking at it online or they're looking at it via social media or such like. But there's something quite special about that moment where you've created a piece of art and you've got a number of people there and they enjoy it over that few hours when they know that it's going to be taken by the sea again. And it's a natural environment. It's right that it should be. We create no footprint other than the fact that there are footprints in the sand that get washed away, and the next day it creates an empty canvas for either ourselves or for someone else to enjoy.
Lots of people in the early stages of the art will say, what is it? And we're always like, well, you have to wait and see till we finish, come back in an hour and a half when it's finished. But it's the reaction of the public to the art. It's a very public space. We're not protective over it. If people walk on it, we've had dogs digging halfway through a drawing.
Every single beach is completely different. Some of them have softer sand or more pebbles. Other beaches give you a really lovely, vast expanse of sand, but you don't get much elevation for people to see it from, such as Bridlington. So what we have to do is really elongate our drawings there, such as the last drawing of Thetis that we did there. We gave her a really long face that when people were looking from that promenade on South Bay, it did look like a normal perspective face. Other ones where it is quite useful for people to look down from, Hornsea is a lovely beach. The proms are quite an elevation there, so it's almost like a theatre in itself. You can be creating a piece of art that stretches between two of the sea defences, and people love to just stand and watch us creating pieces there. We've done 2 or 3 now on that stretch near the floral hall, and we get a really good conversation going between ourselves and passers-by as they're on that beach. Scarborough has some lovely areas as well, of nice flat sand. And likewise, Filey and Whitby also have that elevation where people can stand and they can watch and look down upon the artwork as it's evolving.